So I've been meaning to do this one for a while. Need a little bit of work on the hydraulics we have here. So our plan for this video is to tear down and inspect the cylinders and this valve. These two cylinders are from my tractor. I do have one spare from the parts tractor. This valve is actually from the parts tractor. On ours, we had the snap coupler and the front cultivator were plumbed into a T into the hydraulic pump. So whichever one is lighter had to go up first. But the parts tractor had this valve on it where I can switch from the front to the rear hydraulics. Although it had this valve to switch, but it only had one outlet being utilized because all they had on it was a belly mower. So we're going to take all these apart and see what we got to work with. And I'll clean everything up and we'll have an assembly video. I cheated a little bit. I already broke everything loose in the vise because I didn't want to have to fight this on camera. So everything I should be able to get off, except for the exception of pulling that handle off. I haven't attempted that yet, but we'll see how it goes. I think first we are going to take apart the cylinders. So we'll set all but one to the side for now. I think I loosened this one. Yeah, I did not loosen the packing gland though. But those aren't usually very tight anyway. Right. That's going to be fun to get out. We'll go ahead and slide the whole shaft out. A little bit of water, a little bit of oil, a little bit of everything here. Because this is rusted up here, it'll probably be harder to slide this way, so I'm going to go ahead and take off this little brass guide and all that off the end and go from there. Too bad. Okay, so we have a nut, little spacer, and this brass guide, which basically centers the shaft and the bore. First, let's take a look at this. The shaft looks like it might have some issues. It's got a flat spot right here. I don't think it goes in any further than that. So that may not be a problem. But I do have a spare. This is out of the one that I already took apart. A couple differences. It's not brass on this one. And this one had a few scratches. I did chuck it on the lathe and polish it up to see how good it would clean up, but it's not bad. But yeah, got a flat mark there. Some roughness going on here that is probably too far gone. You can buy these. They're expensive. I think 130 bucks or something, but you can get it. See if I can get any of the seals out of here. Okay. This is the way they were in. The flat part is down. Then this one has a groove that fits over. And this one has a groove that fits over. Then you have the final one on top with a groove, and it all locks together and will compress and squeeze onto the shaft. These seals really don't look like they're in too bad a shape. I mean, obviously I'm replacing them. I did buy some replacements, just show them to you right now, but we're not going to put them on. Just wanted to compare them, but they're laid out the same way. Stack in with each other here. Then you get the big one on the outside. No different, just seem to be made out of better material. Alright. Dirty, but other than that, nothing wrong with that. Put this here in case something comes out. So I haven't looked at this yet much, how it seals. Don't know if I need to use thread sealant or if this will butt up against tightly. I think that's what happens. This is a steel on steel seal and tightens up because I didn't see any kind of thread sealant on this. I may or may not add a little bit of my own. Truthfully, the bore in here, if it's a little rough, does not matter because there is no seals that ride against it. Just this. It's just there to center. The only sealing surface is the outside of the rod against those seals we just showed you a second ago. Alright, so that one's apart. Let's go for number 2. That packing is a little tighter. Might go back to the vise. That one was a little rough the whole way. Alright, so the hole in the shaft is elongated a pretty good bit. Wore down, stopping that from going through. Put it on the belt sander and get rid of the burrs. So this will come off. This nut here is just dirty, but in decent shape. Turned a little, but got tight on me. Okay. Start off looking at the shaft. Oh yeah, it's toast. The big groove right there in the middle. Groove on the opposite side. Not sure what would have caused that. The edges are worn, but not bad. But yeah, this one's definitely not usable. I'll have to polish this one up and see how it goes. If that buffs out, we'll go with it. Well, actually we can't on this one. because we got a groove there. This might be able to work on the front. It's not going to work on the back. On the cultivators, this rod does not go all the way in. That's what this is actually off of. It stops right about here. And these flat rub marks are where it mounts in the plates to adjust. So this one's probably alright. Maybe. Alright, it's okay. I only need one to be functional here in the next couple weeks. So if I can get one good one built for now, we're good to go. Let's see. And all the threads in this stuff are great. There's not much to go wrong with this part as long as this hole isn't worn out. Both of them seem to be in great shape. The tubes are fine. My only concern are these two shafts. Go ahead and take the end off of this one. Alright. That's the cylinders. Oh, I didn't take the seals out of this one. Let's do that. That was weird. It pulled the middle one out. This one was actually on top of that one. These seals look worn a lot more than the other side was. Two. Yeah. Alright. Next up's the valve. I've never taken one of these apart, so shouldn't be much to it. Feels really smooth. Just curious if I'll luck out and this rod will fall right out. Yeah, no such luck there. Alright, we'll worry about that a little later. Let's open this thing up. This is the other port that wasn't used. So one of these would go to one cylinder, the other one go to the other cylinder, and the pump would feed into here. You'd switch to which one you want to use. Got some fluid in there. I guess not much. Not enough to worry about catching it. Might be springs in here or something, I'm not sure. Doesn't feel like it. Nope. Alright, what I think can happen here, I think this valve I could push through. I tap it like that. Might not work on this table, we'll see. Nope. It's going. Okay. There's our handle. Sure there's a packing or something in here. I'll have to make that, I imagine. Alright. Think I can see how this valve works. Yeah, so the inlet is in the back here. Looks like. Maybe. Let's see. No, that's plugged off. It's not an inlet. So this sits right about there. So one's going to let one side and one's looking to let the other work. I'm not sure until I see inside of this thing. If I can see inside of it. Alright, let's get the packing off. This has some nasty oil in it. This is a metal washer. So the packing must be under it. Let me get a pick. Under. Okay. There we go. So the way this is set up, looks like you have a metal washer and a metal washer. With this material in between it. And when you tighten this down, this seals against the outer housing and that seals against the shaft. This feels like a, I don't know, it's got metal in it. Yeah. Looks like it's a real soft rubber with metal wires running through it. If you bend it, it stays formed. Sure, I can make something similar to these. There might even be something available. For the most part, this fits nice in the bore, so I don't think there's going to be any issues there. The bore looks good from what I could see. There's no wear on this, so I think we'll be good to go. Alright, that was a teardown on these. Next video on this part, we'll have them all cleaned up and ready to go together and we'll assemble it. Okay, that's about it for this video. Teardown and inspection, not much inspection. I don't think I can get either one of these working. shafts, so I'll need to find one. This one off the parts tractor will work, so I will build at least one on video, get some parts cleaned up for that, and put this valve back together once I make a seal and go from there. So see you on that one. I'll show you one more thing here. Alright, just wanted to show you what's my stand-in here for the hydraulic cylinder. I just stick a board there. Wanted to mount this. Do need to make some bushings though. I mean, theoretically that's not bad, but I don't like it. I mean, I made bushings for the brakes and every other piece I could think of that had slack in it. So anyway, see you on the next round putting these together.